Our night started off with a big bright moon. I'm on a well pad in the middle of a property. We killed one boar here last week. And that is the super moon, a hunter's moon, for October 17th, 2024. And Ben is in the truck, staying warm. Tonight I'm going to be using a Rick Storm S6 as a spotter. It is not on my rifle, and so I'm not pointing a rifle at Ben at this point. We both take turns walking up and down the well pad, checking out different ends of the property, looking for hogs. And I occupied some of my time looking at things like airplanes in the sky. On one of Ben's walks, he spied this coyote and armadillo, and so I came up and got video of it as well. I just thought this was cool. This is something you don't see every day. Between the two of us, we watched these two for about 10 minutes or so before the armadillo made its way into the brush and the coyote lost interest and went on about its own way. I think we have our first pig of the night. Waiting to see if it raises its head, to see if it's a deer. Waiting to see it move. I think that's going to be a pig. Carpe sus. Ben and I went hunting up in North Texas, and tonight he's going to be using a Bearing Optics Super Hogster with a laser rangefinder on it. And he's going to be shooting a mighty .338 Federal with 180 grain Woodley bullets that he has not chronographed. Now I have to warn you, the night before the hunt I was going through the DNT Optics ThermNight scope, looking at some of the features that it had to offer, and it inadvertently changed some of the settings on the recordings, and so all my recordings are going to be very short. This will get fixed in the next video, and I'll have a full explanation for it. In the meantime, I'm going to be shooting a 6.5 Grendel with spare TNT 90 grain ammunition. I'm going to be using a Mendeley tripod and ball head that has worked out very well for me. The hog's out there about 135 yards. And just like that, my video stopped, so we're going to rely on Ben. 2 shots, 2 hits, and the hog goes right down. And we stay on the hog to make sure he doesn't get up, and he doesn't.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
Not everything is thermal and night vision. We do a lot of white light work, and I'm using an Army Tech Wizard C2 Pro Max long range for my illumination needs. And our hog came in at 170 pounds. While we didn't do any full-blown necropsy work, Ben wanted to try to recover one of his bullets, and his .338 Federal, no surprise, went all the way through the neck, severing the spine. What was a surprise is that the 6.5 Grendel TNT bullet actually broke both of the shoulders. That's pretty impressive for what most folks consider to be just a varmint round. Well, we just made a stalk on a sounder. They were directly downwind of us, so it wasn't a high probability. There you can see our dead pig in the background. Ben's trying to get a better angle for the direction we think they went. But it was pretty much a lost cause. Well, it was a cooler evening, and there was a lot of animal activity. We followed this coyote down the road for over a half a mile before it finally found its exit.
Get off the road, there you go.
Here we're at the gate of another property, and behind the dam that's in the foreground there are some pigs that have just passed behind the dam. You can just barely make out one on the edge right there, and we're going to start our stalk. Now at this point we'd circle around the left-hand side of the dam, coming around and finding the hogs. Ben stopped us and said, hey, they're heading our direction. So we set up and just waited for them. The only problem was the sow leading some of the hogs in our direction is going to come too close. Now most of the hogs are just meandering in the background, but as you'll see in just a second, I'm going to take aim on the lead hog as my video comes up.
I'll get the one that's trailing. Take the lead.
And Ben's going to take one of the trailing hogs.
Are you ready?
Ready?
3.
Wait.
Hurry.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
And my video cuts out. We're both shooting. Watch right here. Ben rolls that hog. I tumble a shoat. Ben tumbles his shoat. Neither of those got recovered.
Comes around your backside.
I think mine got up.
And just like that, it was over.
Alright, there is my second pig shot. My rifle and Ben's rifle at the original shooting position. One of Ben's pigs. And the other one of Ben's pigs. And here comes Ben.
I came away with a 150-pound sow. Ben had a 100-pound sow and a 100-pound gilt. And he recovered his .338 Federal bullet from his 160-pound sow after 32 inches of penetration, expanding to over 0.6 inches. Now, my opening sow was not pregnant, but Ben's had 6 on board, and the gilt, surprisingly, had 7 on board, which is more than we normally see for a first-time birth. Now, as Ben was busy counting fetuses, I heard a grunt in the distance. I did a quick scan, saw the spoor, told Ben to turn off his headlamp, grab his rifle. I grabbed my rifle. He said, "Never mind, you just do it." So I change over from thermal in the main picture to digital night vision, get the IR illuminator going. And just like that, dropped a good-sized boar that came in at 190 pounds with a shot to the center of the forehead. And he was our last hog of the night.